me. But I know everybody was and Gandhi was not even jealous because he knows how much I love him. Please welcome your regional director, UAW Region.
Give all you guys a round of applause. Let me tell you, you've been working hard in one day. We've been working hard across this whole UAW, across this whole state, and we're working hard for justice. And that's a simple issue to fight for, isn't it? But right here in 1A, I must, take some personal license. I'm so proud of this staff, this leadership, our activists. Every time Bob's been popping in and out, and I tell you, every time you come here, y'all make me look like I'm just a star. And that's always a good thing. But this is just what we do here in 1A. I'm so blessed to be a director of this region, to be a part of this great team that is so engaged in fighting for social justice. To give up themselves, we all have families, we all got kids, we got grandbabies, we got other responsibilities that can pull you 10 different ways. But at the end of the day, you always come back here and commit your time to fight for social justice. And you don't get a lot of rewards for that. It's a great personal reward. But let me tell you, it does not go unnoticed, it does not go unfelt. In my travels throughout this whole state, wherever I go, wherever I'm talking to, the conversation is about the progressiveness and the engagement of UAW Region 1A members and leadership. That is a blessing for me. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to tell all you guys just how blessed I am to be a part of this great team. So we're going out today to, I say this all the time, a victory today will just be a part of the battle. War will still go on. Tomorrow morning you wake up. I'm confident we're going to be victorious, but we'll be strategizing in the morning on how we continue this fight, because this is a fight that we've been in for quite some time. It's a fight that is yet to be won. But it's a fight that we are in, and we are in to finish it. And I can tell all of you today, Region 1A is fully engaged. So I want to bring up a couple of guys to talk to you who you've been working hard for, you've been fighting for, you've been talking, you've been phone banking, you've been knocking on doors, you've been on Facebook, you've been on social, you've done everything and touched every facet of what we can do to get the word out. And these are those you've been doing that for. But they're here today to say thank you. They're going to be brief, then we're going to get you out in the field doing what you do best, and that's fighting the social fight. So let me bring up first Dr. Saeed Taj, candidate for President.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you, Mr. King. What a surprise run. You all knew what was going to happen here. But I'm really very thankful to each one of you who is really giving us time and effort to make it a reality. It's going to happen. And I'm very, very thankful to God that He really gave me the strength to go for it. But I would not have done it without His advice. As you guys remember, it was very difficult to run against an incumbent. But the incumbent was taken away by his order. Mr. Singhal has been my idol all my life. For the last 30 years I've been in this country. So all the advice God gave me, and I'm really thankful. And everyone, David has been working very hard to make sure that he gets the partial time so he will keep the seat warm for me. And Mr. Singhal has been on my corner from day one when Mr. MacArthur was disqualified. Thank you, David. Thank my campaign manager, Natalie Mosher, because finally paying off today. And I hope we'll be celebrating it tonight. Thank you and have a good day.
Now, we've asked all of us these weeks and be respectful because you guys got to hit the field. And I said that again because this next guy, he can talk a pit bull off the back of me. I want to bring up our next congressman to the left, Dave Sturgeon.
Take a real short time to thank every one of you for what you've already done, to thank all of our union brothers and sisters for what they've done. When we signed up to run, both Dr. Todd and I, people thought we were nuts. We were running in a district that was specifically cut out for Thaddeus McCotter, so he didn't even have to campaign. It's the hugely Republican district. Nobody gave us a snowball stand. But because of the UAW, Bob and Rory and Lee and all of you that's worked so hard to carry the message of what's right versus what's wrong, we're right there. We've got a snowball chance, better than a snowball chance. We're right there. It's a matter of getting our base out. It's a matter of driving those votes to the poll. Proposal 2 is going to make it. Dr. Todd is going to make it. I'm going to make it. President Obama is going to make it.
I've been working with my entire UAW career. This brother, he's running against old Somerville over there. He's gonna whoop him. He's gonna whoop him bad. But it's time to risk it.
Morning, brothers and sisters. You know, this is kind of strange for me. Every election I can remember, I was sitting out there driving vans just like you're going to be doing today. And I can tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. You know, we've always, as Democrats, been outspent. We've never been outworked. That's right. You guys have been working your tails off for me. I'm really appreciative. 2 years ago, I retired, was going to take it easy. The regime that's in Lansing came in, started taxing my pension. I said, there's enough of this bullshit. They took $470 away from every one of your kids and grandkids in the schools. It's enough of that bullshit. We got to get out there and work today. We'll turn the state around to work for us. Again, thank you. I'm eternally grateful. I'm cutting off because I never got to tell you the wrong people.
Before I bring up our last 2 speakers and get you guys out of the field, we got a lot of people in and out today, and because of that, we're trying to hold things down and make sure everyone does their job today in a safe and orderly fashion. So, you know, as you come in and out of the region, please use the front door here. Don't prop over the side doors. You know, we got a smoke station out front, but it's imperative that you do not. If you go out the side door, make sure you go out and make sure you close it behind you. Do not prop the side doors open so we can make sure we keep everybody safe and orderly today. So, I'm going to bring up our next guy who is, wow. I can talk all day about this next brother. He is a fixture here in 1A, fighting for working men and women in this region, in this entire UAW, in this entire state. His entire life, his entire family. Me and him talk constantly, and I'm blessed to have that privilege to have that kind of access to him. And of course, his wife as well. You know, she's a firecracker. But that's what you got to have. Not standing behind him, standing next to him. So all those brothers, we should be so blessed to find a woman like that. Believe me. So with that, I'm going to bring up a man who has dedicated his entire life to fighting for you and your family, Congressman John Dingell.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. I'm an honorary member of this organization. This is one of the things I'm very proud about. Thank you. Thank you. I want to say,
my special friend Rory, thank you for what you are doing and for what Region 1A is doing. I want you to look around and see the winners of the next election. They're all in this room. And we're going to have the best get out the vote operation in not just this whole state, but this whole country. We're going to do it. And I want to tell you, my dear friends, I'm getting how proud we are what you're doing, what the UAW is doing, and what the rest of our friends in labor are doing.
Yes.
Bob's just back from New Hampshire where he was preaching to the unstricken. Welcome home.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you do. I want to introduce the lovely Deborah, my wife, who is the joy of everything about my world. She's not only beautiful, but she's doing you all a favor. She's telling me to shut up and hurry up. And I want to say congratulations to all my friends in labor. Now what up here, Tom? You too. Get up here, doctor. I want you to look at the kind of people that we're working for today. I want you to understand that they know about the future, and they know what's good for this country. And I'm proud to be working with them, and I'm proud to be working for them.
Yes.
I want you to look at Dr. Todd. He's going to be a tremendous replacement for the empty-headed fellow that he's replacing. He's going to understand about medicine and health, and he's going to understand about the need of this country to look to the future. I'm going to be proud to serve with him, and you're going to be proud that he's down there in Washington. And I want to tell you how pleased I am that Dave Curzon is running here. I'm only going to hang around for about 7 weeks, but you're going to be proud of him. He's going to be a dandy, and he's going to work for you in a way that you will be proud of. Dave spent his life making things better for his fellow Americans, and he's going to spend this 7 weeks providing us real leadership. And I want you to take a look at Tom Boriski. People are saying he's got to fight on this. You're very right, he does. We all do. But he's going to win because you are going to run the best operation that is being seen in this country today. This election is about the future. It's about whether Americans are going to know that their kids are going to live just a little better than they do, and who are willing to go out and work and see that it happens. Health care is going to be a matter of right if we can beat the Republicans. Because we'll say they're out to ruin it. They've got a comedian running at the head of the ticket who changes colors more often than the rainbow.
Let's not insult rainbows.
Say that again.
Let's not insult rainbows.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to the rainbow. I don't apologize to Mr. Romney. My old dad, do you remember the wonderful former governor of Texas who got up and talked about one of the Bushes? He said he was born with a silver foot in his mouth. Well, Romney was born with a silver foot in his mouth, and he only takes his foot out of his mouth to change feet. Well, the future is at stake. Education for our kids, retirement for our people, and the right of American working men and women to organize and bargain collectively. Republicans are just dying to convert Michigan to a right-to-work state. And they're saying to us, oh, you can't put a thing like that in the Constitution. The Constitution is about basic fundamental rights of all of our people. That's what it's about. And there is no greater greater right than the right to be treated decently in the marketplace and in the workplace. That's what Proposition 2 is about. And that's why you are working for it, and that's why we're going to win. So what are we fighting for? Health care for all Americans. Education for our kids. Decent opportunity for our kids to go to good schools. Fair taxes. We see no reason why millionaires should get a great big tax break while ordinary citizens see their taxes go up. That's what Romney stands for. And that's what he'll give us. And he'll give us a right to work state, and he'll give us more unfair taxes, and he'll see to it that the environment and the protection that you get from having a good government is gone. That's why I'm here talking for these and other wonderful candidates. That's why I'm talking for President Obama, and that's why you're all out working. I'm not going to talk anymore because there's too much to be done. We have to win the election that depends on our future. God bless you all, and thank you.
I don't want you to have to jump back up, because the next speaker is none other than our great leader, Bob Dean.
Here and see yourselves. Rory Gamble has done an amazing job in this election cycle. He's right about in and out of Region 1, Region 1A, Region 1C, in New Hampshire last night, and I'm so impressed and thankful for the tremendous amount of activism. I've been here doing phone banks with some of you. We've done door walks together. The energy is great. Last weekend, we had more volunteers than we had packets. That's a testimony to the local union leadership. You're doing great. The reason I was in New Hampshire yesterday is because Romney was having his last event there, and the president's campaign asked me to go up there because they want to keep highlighting the lack of integrity and the lack of honesty in Romney. And I don't know whether you really, I'm sure you have, but let me just highlight it for a minute. The lies that are being told in Ohio and the scare tactics trying to be used, and even when, so it started out with Romney at a rally saying out of the blue that he had heard that Chrysler was going to move all Jeep production out of the United States to China. Outrageous. Immediately, Chrysler Corporation put out a press release and said, that's not true. We are thinking about reopening our facility in China, but that's for production in China because of tremendous barriers to importing anything in China. But we're not only going to maintain the production facilities we have in the U.S., we're going to expand them. We're going to expand employment. And I know, working very closely with Vice President General Holyfield, $4 billion, 4.4 actually, is being spent by Chrysler on their facilities in the United States. They're right now, there's 785 building trades, union building trades, in the Chrysler Jeep facility to build up and ramp up for more production. 1,100 more people to be hired in Toledo. So how outrageous. And our members, honestly, when they heard Romney, they were scared. And they were calling Ken Lawrence, and they were calling their local union leaders and say, what's going on? So the Chrysler put out the statement, we put out statements, we contacted. Even after that statement was put out, this says something about the character of Mitt Romney. He doubled down. He increased the amount of airtime that those ads had. They did robocalls to workers throughout Ohio, again, scaring them that these jobs are going to be leaving, because you know and I know, if Chrysler jobs are to leave, that impacts all the suppliers, that impacts everybody that lives off of our disposable income. Outrageous lies. It was an act of desperation. But then that wasn't the end of the story. So he doubled down on his lies, and then he added in General Motors and told people in Ohio that General Motors was taking taxpayer dollars and investing them in China rather than the United States. Again, an outright lie. General Motors put out a statement, and Dan Ackerson is a Republican, the CEO of General Motors, and he is outraged. I think Romney's lost his vote. He's outraged, and they said, what is this guy living in a parallel universe? General Motors, under again the great leadership of Joe Ashton, our vice president there, has already announced from the bankruptcy now $8.5 billion in investments in the United States. Because of your sacrifices, because of what our membership did, these companies are coming back. It's how reckless and irritable. And think about it. What he really is doing is not just about politics. He's damaging the brand image of Chrysler and General Motors. Trying to convince people that these companies are being unfair to the American public. He's driving consumers away from our showrooms and from buying our vehicles. And so that's why we've been so aggressive out there correcting the lies that he's telling. So I know you're already motivated. I know you're great activists. You wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. I want to say what Senator Kerry said yesterday at the end. But let me ask you this. So we know, and you know, I assume you know, the polling on Proposition 2 is extremely close. The Republicans want us to believe that we've lost. I've been watching daily polls. I know where it's at. It's within a point. We win Proposition 2 today by your efforts, by being out, and our poll readers are extremely important. Poll readers get the last opportunity to talk to somebody before they vote. So it's extremely important to be upbeat, to be energetic, to remind people that nobody in Michigan, we would not have a middle class without collective bargaining. We wouldn't have the 40-hour work week. We wouldn't have paid vacations or paid holidays. These folks generally get that. We have to remind them of that before they vote. And then I think the biggest kind of lie and distortion from the anti-collective bargaining is that this is something that doesn't belong in the Constitution. When you remind people, why do we put the Bill of Rights in the United States Constitution? Because we believe that civil rights and human rights do deserve constitutional protection. And so the UN Global Charter says this, the International Labor Organization says this, the Organization of Economic Development says this, that the right to organize and the right to collective bargaining are basic human rights. So if anybody says, well, yeah, I agree with collective bargaining, but I don't know that it belongs in the Constitution, I've found that that's the best response to people that think about it. With your work on the polls today, with the poll readers, we can really ensure a win for collective bargaining. And if you've been watching the national press, you know that this is Michigan's opportunity to lead. Nobody else in the labor movement went on the offensive the way that we are with this collective bargaining amendment. So please, every chance you get an opportunity, as you have been the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks, talk to people on the polls, talk to people as you're encouraging your family and friends and neighbors to get out to vote. Again, emphasize the importance of collective bargaining too. And the final thing, in terms of your activities today, we could win 2 and then lose it if we don't win the Supreme Court. So we've got to remind people to vote the nonpartisan part of the ballot. We've got to remind people that Bridget McCormick and Connie Kelly for the 2 full-term positions, and then Sheila Johnson for the partial term position. Those 3, they're fighters. They believe in the UAW. They believe in the labor movement. They believe in protecting kids and families. So please, encourage people to vote all the way down. Now, I'll finish up with what John Kerry said. I think it's really great. It was funny, and it's really true and important. Just think about it. When did a presidential candidate not carry his home state? And not only is Mitt Romney not carrying Massachusetts, the people that know him the best, he's down by over 20 points in Massachusetts. So let's work our hearts out and head. This is a final push. We can do it together. We got an unbelievable friend in John Dingell. As Rory said, everything that we're involved in, he's there for us. Debbie Dingell does a great job together with all all of our friends in the community, all of our progressive allies, all of our labor sisters and brothers. We're going to drive home today. It is the ground game that will do it. We're going to drive home an unbelievable victory in Michigan, in Ohio, across this country, the UAW, because of you. Because I've never seen so many volunteers in all the regions I've been in, Wisconsin and Illinois, New Hampshire, Michigan, Ohio. Thank you for what you do, driving home today. We're going to win and celebrate tonight. Thank you.
Acknowledge my chapter coordinator, Lee Terry, who works acknowledge the great Region 1A staff here, who I'm so blessed to work with. And Bob standing here. The best leadership team in the UAW is right here in Region 1A. Thank God to all of you. Be safe today. Surrogate wife coming up here.
First of all, we all love Rory, and we'd like to get these guys a roaring cheer as they go out to work and keep telling everybody else how organized we are. And that's not Rio is going to come up and give them instructions. So let's get it.
Acknowledge our Wayne County exec. Somebody told me you're here, Bob McConnell. Did you still here?
Yeah, he's still back there.
Yeah, okay. Bob McConnell was here.
We also want to thank the Dingle staff. Dingle staff and 1A have been one in the